Hi everyone, and welcome to Ask Event episode. And today we have a question: how do you balance and organize your job and motherhood? Hi everyone, EVETTE ROSE here, and welcome. So guys, for those of you who don't know me, just briefly, I'm the author of Metaphysical Anatomy, which is a big book of 679 medical elements. And also this is the psychosomatic stress behind these elements for adults. And absolutely, yes, we have the version for kids as well. And guys, every week, remember, we have free master classes coming up where I help you to, tackle life issues and psychosomatic pains and stress also in your life very effectively. Then we also have the intuitive body workshops that we have coming up where I teach you how to read the body like a book. And we also have the intuitive spirit guide workshops coming up where I teach you how to connect with your guides, how to meet them, work with them, heal with them, and also how to read animals and work with animals, as well as find your own little healing modality within that as well. And then we also have the MAT level 1 course, which is a trauma release technique, which is behind this big book that I've written. And then of course, if you bring 2 friends, you can come for free. And we also have wonderful discounts always coming up. So guys, we had such a great question here from one of you where you asked me, how do I balance and organize my job and my motherhood? This is a fantastic question because let me tell you, when I got pregnant with Zaya, I was a little bit taken aback. It was a surprise. She absolutely surprised us. And the first thought that went through my mind was, how am I going to do this? I used to travel for 10 years straight. I lived literally out of a little carry-on suitcase. I was allergic to having a base, to having a house. I loved my freedom to get up and just fly somewhere, or to go teach all around the world and to speak and to film everywhere and to write my books and just to have my own schedule, really. So this was actually something that really shook me a bit. I have to be really honest. I would be lying if I said that this was something that I could just easily embrace. That was when I just found out when I was pregnant. But as I started to move through this, I started to realize that my time was coming from a place of lack. I had such a scarcity in my subconscious mind. I was not consciously aware of it, of lack. There's never enough, there's never enough, there's never enough. There's never enough love, there's never enough money, there's never enough time, there's never enough freedom. Everything for me felt like it was a struggle or a fight, way, way, way back then. And what Zaya, when she came into my life, what she taught me was that there's abundance of everything. It is our mindset in relationship to what we're doing that's creating the quality of the experience that we're having in that moment. I can't stress this enough. If you're going into an event, for example, you're doing something and you have 1 hour to do it, and your mindset is telling you, I only have 1 hour, oh my God, it's not going to be enough, it's going to be enough. This is so stressful. That hour is going to be really stressful and you're not going to get things done. But if you can go with the mindset into that 1 hour and you think, wow, this hour is an abundance of time. This is going to be effortless. I'm going to get everything done that I set my mind to, of course, realistic goals, if I can get that done in 1 hour. And this is going to be done with ease and with grace. And this is your approach. You feel, you embody that ease and graceful approach, and then do it. And stay focused. Focus has been the most important life tool that I've learned in my life. And this is what has helped me to create structure and to actually say, I'm allocating this time to this one specific project, and I am 100% dedicated and fully focused into that. There's no distractions, and I clearly communicate my boundaries, and I say, this is my hour. Do not talk to me, do not call me, do not this, do not that. I put everything off around me, computer, phone, whatever it is that I'm doing that could potentially be a distraction, and I'm fully there within that 1 hour. Of course, if there's an emergency, then I will react or respond, but I'm fully focused. My head is not with what I'm going to do tonight. My head is not with, oh, I don't have enough time for this project. No, because the moment you do that, you lose that energy, because your energy is now then not with what you're doing. Your energy is with something that doesn't exist yet. Call that energy back and focus it in that present moment with what you are doing. And yes, I have time allocated for work. Every night I set forward this hour, that hour, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. And then that hour is allocated to this. Then that 1 hour is allocated to lunch. That hour, 2 hours is allocated to my daughter, where I'm going to go swim with her and play with her. And I will have activities ready as to what I'm going to do with her. Weekends normally for me is very sacred. That is my untouchable time. That is also family time. I will only do something if there's an absolute emergency, but family time is on weekends, or maybe Monday or maybe Tuesday. If I can't do it on a weekend, I will allocate that time somewhere else in the week, and it is not negotiable. The reason why a lot of people don't, why maybe, how can I say this? The reason why a lot of people feel overwhelmed with not being able to have time for everything is because, number one, they're not disciplined in the decisions that they make in relationship to what it is that they're going to do. There's lack of discipline. And also there's lack of focus. If you are truly focused with the thing that you're doing, you will get it done so fast because your energy is not scattered. Your energy is now vroom, tunnel vision, zoned in exactly on what you're doing. And that means when your energy is there, clarity is there, awareness is there, right? Now you're getting everything done much faster because you don't feel pulled into different directions. And that also means boundaries. Boundaries with people, boundaries with your environment, boundaries also with yourself. People always think boundaries is just connected to, what we say when we say no to someone or something like that. No, boundaries also has a lot to do with you having boundaries with yourself. I also know when my thresholds are. I know when I'm getting tired. I know when I'm feeling I've put in too much work, I'm putting too much effort, and I respect those thresholds. I respect those physical limitations. I don't try to push it. I'm past the point of having to show that I'm superwoman. I can do everything. No, I can't. I have limitations. I'm a human being, and I appreciate these limitations that I have. And I respect these limitations. These limitations are there to help me, to show me that you need to rest now. Because if you don't rest, your quality of work is going to be really crap the next day. And it's true. And then I have to go and do the work all over again because of the bad quality of work that I had to produce. So at the end of the day, you lose. There's so much power in simplicity. We like to overcomplicate our lives. And I am the queen of simplicity. Even my house, there's absolute minimum stuff in it. I just don't want this overcomplicated, overcrowded stuff. It just takes up my energy. I love simple, basic things, less to clean, and it feels clean. It feels organized. If your environment's organized, you emotionally feel organized. Something just as simple as making my bed the moment when I get up, that's done. It feels organized. Now life can continue. Right? Just these little simple things set forward your mindset for the rest of the day. And how do I balance my time between Zaya and I? That's another question as well. It's a really great question. And so one thing that the way that I grew up is my mom had to work. There was just no two ways about it. Financially, she absolutely had to work. So I was in daycare since I was 3 months old. And that's been my life. I was basically raised in different daycares with different caretakers. There wasn't really necessarily one consistent person to be there for me. So I had to learn just how to be adaptable. For me, it was not a sad life. For me, that was my life. I didn't have a higher reference to compare it to anything else. So for me, that it just is. And one thing that I realized the benefits of it, but also the negatives of that. And so based on my own upbringing that I had as well, and my mom did the absolute best. She was super mom. She was absolutely amazing. And what I wanted to do was to find ways to counterbalance where I felt certain absences or certain lack in my life, and see how can I fulfill that and make sure that my daughter doesn't have to go through that. And I have the luxury, and I'm blessed and I'm thankful that I can be flexible with my working hours. Do I have to work? Absolutely. But I have the flexibility within my working hours. So for any moms out there that has, for example, a job, but you can but you have the control in relationship to how you can move your hours around, that's great. Now, if that's you, it would be wonderful to say, what I do is Zaya wakes up 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm up 6 o'clock in the morning as well, regardless of how tired I am. I get up and I spend that time with her. We go for walks, right? So we go for walks until 8 a.m. 8 a.m. the babysitter comes, and then I have someone who come and help me with her. So I allocate, 3 to 4 hours to working, filming, getting everything done. And then I grab her again, and I spend maybe lunchtime with her, and we go swimming, we have some activities, and then I have a babysitter. So yes, I have a babysitter. Otherwise, there would be absolutely no way that I can do what I'm doing right now. As I'm filming this, she's 19 months old. They're busy at that age. They're terribly busy. And it's also the tantrum stages. There's a lot of things that she's, emotionally figuring out for herself and, working her way through things. So she's a very active kid. She loves to explore. She's the kind of child that will go pick up and collect stones and sticks, regardless whether we are in the middle of New York. She will go and look at stones and leaves and stuff where other kids are kind of like, wandering off on their video games. So she's a bit of a jungle child, so that's just where she's growing up. And then after work, I make sure that I don't work past 5 or 6 p.m. And then I take my daughter, and then it's family time, it's dinner time, we hang out, we play games together, or we'll watch a fun movie together. So for me, that's a beautiful balance, and I find it works extremely well. And then weekends is just off limits. That's untouchable. That is family time, and it is not negotiable. So for me, with this strict routine, with this structure, it works tremendously well. And it's a structure that is fun because it is set up to suit me. Now, if you have a full-time job, then that, we all have, I mean, my job is full-time as well. But if you have a job where you, for example, now you can control the hours, it's set hours where you have to be showing up in certain ways, then make sure that you can have a time that you can allocate that is just for you and your child. Maybe that's before work, or it can be after work. After work is much harder because then you're exhausted. You're absolutely tired. So for me, I find that doing it before work is much better because children normally wakes up quite early. So I have fun activities or something meaningful that you can do with your child that is one-on-one time. And when I say one-on-one time, I'm not saying you're on the phone here and the child's there and you're kind of like trying to navigate the two. The phone doesn't exist, the TV doesn't exist, nothing exists, because that 1 hour of eye contact, hugs, love, connection, that child feels loved the whole day. Because emotional presence carries power that will give that child a sense of fulfillment for hours and hours and hours on end. It will make that child feel heard, seen, and loved, and mom is present or dad is present. That is what's important. It's not how much time you spend with them. If you are in a situation and you just cannot allocate a lot of time, that full presence, that emotional presence, imagine that you have a bubble around you and that bubble also around your child. And that's now your space. That child's going to feel that. They're going to feel that closeness. And that is priceless. Absolutely priceless. So this was such a beautiful and wonderful question, and I really hope that this helps. So any parent out there, for mommy and daddies, you guys are doing great, and just keep being you, because the only thing that a child wants is your presence. Not presents, your presence. All right, guys, there you have it. Thank you so much, and until next time, be the light that you are. Thank you guys for joining me here. And also remember to subscribe to our math membership website. You can check out so much more. There's so many free healing courses there as well. Go to EVETTEROSE.com, see all the free master classes and events that we have coming up. There's always something happening on our platform. And we love to hear from you for the Ask Yvette episodes, but also for the psychosomatic patterns that you would love for us to talk about, especially when it comes to these books, the research that's in it. And there's so much to be learned and so much to be shared as well. So I love your questions. Let us know what's on your mind. Let us know what you would love me to address as well. Life challenges, it's endless. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. And remember to subscribe so that you can stay up to date with the latest and greatest videos that's coming out just for you. Until next time, be the light that you are.